Okay. Yeah, I was thinking during the primaries, I remember Obama giving and when I think the left in this country was sort of saying, "What's up with you?" And I remember him coming on TV at some town hall meeting and saying, "I am a progressive." And I've been looking in YouTube to find it because I want to send it back to him and remind him that he actually said this because he hasn't. Yeah, I mean, Loretta, it's so confusing right now in terms of the Obama administration. I mean, the militarism issue is huge. The non-release of the photos, the fact that he wants to detain people who are, it's like internment. And this is Obama trying to intern people, and so we have to fight as much as we can when he does that. At the same time, they are now a member of the Human Rights Council. And so we have to take those moments, it's like, it's very shifty. And I spoke to someone yesterday who had a meeting with people in the White House, and they are actually putting on the agenda for this year to ratify CEDAW. And so that might happen. Well, they're supposedly addressing the RUDs and all of that. And so anyway, there's mixed messages coming. They're like, we'll give you this, but we won't give you that. And I think the critique of human rights is because it's bubbling from the ground up. And I think there's fear in the bubbling from the ground up, and we need to keep them as afraid as possible because we need to get it to bubble as much as we can. And I was so excited when Obama became president. And there have been so many disappointments since he has been president. But it's important to be disappointed, but also pick to the TARP bill is ridiculous, right? I mean, it's crazy. There are parts of the stimulus package that are interesting. And so it's like, let's figure out what is, I think Charlotte actually told me last week when I was driving with her, she said, he always told us he was a centrist. And he always told it that he plays both sides, and now we're really pissed off that he's actually being that guy. And so I think we just need to keep the pressure up. I think we can't get myopic because he's not Bush and pretend that we can't just address the failures. And I think he's someone who has enough of an ego that if we're loud enough, will listen to us. I think we need to get really loud. This afternoon when I was at panel, we talked about the welfare reform bill. I feel like as activists, we fell down on that one. And I think it's because it was Clinton, but I think we can't do that anymore. I think we need to hold the entire administration to fire and figure out where are the moments that we can get access and do something different, but at the same time just say, okay, you can't assume we're going to be on your side just because we voted for you. And I think we just have to keep the pressure up. But yeah, it's like every phone conversation I have, one person's like, well, I went into the White House and we're going to be able to get in on this committee and they want language on this. And I know with the ODA assistance, the gender issues are welcomed. I spoke to the head of Women's Thrive, and she said they can't produce language fast enough to be accommodated into the USAID. And recently I heard a rumor that Paul Farmer is being offered the job to head up AID, which is incredibly interesting.
That's correct.
And so there's all kinds of there's great things over here, there are bad things over here, and I think we just need to be clear and have a clear vision where we support the good things and we criticize the bad.
It does mean, Loretta, your question was just excellent, because I don't need to tell you this, I'll tell everybody else this. We got to stay mobilized, right? And to be mobilized means to make the Obama administration, it's not just one person there, to make the Obama administration the best it can be, right? Not allow it to be the most compromised it can be. Compromising goes on, but in another sense. And really, like any of us, we are only the best we can be if people who really support us push us beyond where we want to go. And I think that really means we have to stay in a heightened state of not euphoria, but attentiveness, and not cynicism, but activist support and pressure on all parts of this administration. I know many of you know, I bet you Radhika was part of this, that one of the reasons that there was a gender analysis done of the stimulus package so that it wasn't just all bridges and roads for the guys, because that would have been a highly masculinized workforce that would have gotten the benefits of the stimulus package if it had been the old-fashioned bridges and roads kind of stimulus package, was because Heidi Hartman and a whole group of, that's why I bet Radhika was part of this, of feminist historians and feminist economists. They're the ones who really started the ball rolling and started a petition that I bet a lot of you signed. But it actually had an effect, and it had an effect inside the White House so that the stimulus package was redesigned to include jobs in healthcare and in education, which of course the Obama administration care about, but it was now considered, they were considered part of an economic stimulus package. And that's because feminists, with all their analytical savvy, combined with their political energy, actually had an impact at a very crucial moment. So I think, we have to stay wide awake and make our pressures felt, not out of a spirit of simply disappointment, but out of a spirit of alertness.
My name is Janice Xu. I come from Cabrini College in Pennsylvania. I have a question about potential ethnic conflict and conflicts between nations. According to Samuel Huntington, the future of our world is filled with a lot of possibilities of ethnic conflicts. And since women are pretty much deeply rooted in their cultural and ethnic roots, so how do you see their position in the kind of future possibilities, and what can feminists do in this kind of situation?